Hey, what's up everybody? Jake here and welcome to the hobby. In today's video, we are talking about the upcoming Pokemon card set Journey Together because we know most of the illustration rare and special illustration rares that are going to be inside of the set. So it's a good idea to see if this set is going to be as hyped as Prismatic Evolutions, and from my initial impression based on the cards inside of it, it's nowhere near the same level of hype. But Journey Together is already sold out in a lot of places. Pokemon Center Online, you can't pre-order it anymore. GameStop can't pre-order it anymore. And in local card shop, if you want to pre-order Journey Together, it's going for retail price, which is full MSRP, $160 a booster box. And in some places, it's already going for above retail price because people are already preemptively thinking it's going to be a very expensive set because it's what happened to Prismatic Evolutions. It's what happened to Surging Sparks. These sets became so expensive so quickly that people remember that because those were the last two sets and they don't want to be sitting on the sidelines. They don't want to be buying products that are overpriced after release. They don't want that experience again, so they are preemptively pre-ordering a lot of these products for Journey Together ahead of time just in case. And from my initial impression of Journey Together, it's a very solid middle of the road set, a very solid set like Stellar Crown. Very, very similar to Stellar Crown in terms of the amount of illustration rares. How many illustration rares are there in Journey Together? There are 11 illustration rares inside of Journey Together. A very solid but middling amount of illustration rares. Some other sets, such as Paldea Evolved, had over 30 illustration rares inside of them. So 11 is a solid but very low amount of illustration rare. And the illustration rares inside of Journey Together are very solid. They're okay illustration rares. I'd be happy to pull some of these cards, but there's nothing in this set that I think is going to be an extraordinary $500 or $600 card. Now obviously, I can be wrong. I can be wrong. Maybe Journey Together cards are going to go for thousands of dollars. But based on what I see in the set, I don't see that happening. It's a solid, very middle of the road set. How many special illustration rares are inside of Journey Together? There's 6. 6 is a very reasonable amount of illustration rare. Journey Together is going to be a very solid middle of the road set. Nothing super crazy, nothing really bad. Business as usual, and I think that's something that you and I are willing to be okay with. I think we're okay with things going back to business as usual. I don't think people like the amount of volatility that's happening right now in the hobby. I don't think people like chaos. I think people like predictability. I think people like being able to pick up products at retail price. I think people like being able to go into their store and know that there's a product on the shelf that they can grab at any moment. That gives them peace of mind. And I'm okay with things going back to that direction. Now I'm pulling out my phone so I can see the artworks inside of Journey Together along with you guys. I've already seen these art pieces, but I wanted to review them with you guys. Looking at the illustration rares, they are very, very solid. I think these are all really cool illustration rares. Some of the big ones that I think are going to be very popular are clearly going to be the Articuno. Articuno is a great legendary Pokemon, and that is an awesome illustration rare for Articuno. Same with the Wailord. I love what they do with Wailord. Wailords have some of the best cards. Wailord just has amazing cards. They make them so goofy. The Wailord and Magikarp Tag Team GX might be my favorite tag team duo because it's so hilarious. And I love what they do with Wailord because Wailord is kind of like a giant blimp and such a goofy Pokemon in terms of a physical design that they can do some really cool stuff. So I appreciate them for that. And obviously we have the partner Pokemon cards. So we have cards where it's the trainer and the Pokemon in the same card art, but we've had plenty of those with trainer gallery cards. And these card arts look almost identical to the trainer gallery cards, which is just a trainer and their Pokemon together in the same art piece. And for the ones that are inside of Journey Together, it looks very subtle. Most of these are just very basic. It's the trainer and the Pokemon. Nothing super crazy is really happening inside of the art. Inside of the Japanese set, Battle Partners, you can see that there are currently 12 illustration rares. And one of those illustration rares is going to be the box topper inside of Journey Together. Journey Together is going to have a box topper, which means you are guaranteed to get yourself the Ends Reshiram inside of your booster box. I think that's really cool that we got a box topper, so you get a guaranteed illustration rare on the top of your box. But most booster boxes, you're probably going to get 2 or 3 illustration rares inside of your booster box in terms of pulls anyway. All the illustration rares look really solid. Once you go into the full art cards, I like the design of them, but they look a little bit weird because if you see the Iono in the background, I do agree that it kind of looks like Iono is a ghost. They could have done something better. I don't hate it, but I don't love it because it looks like the trainers are dead. It looks like the trainers are ghosts or have passed away and are a memory of the Pokemon rather than being a part of the full art trainer cards. So from a thematic standpoint, I understand why they went with this route, but realistically, the messaging might have gotten a little bit mixed up. So maybe that's something that they'll adjust in the future, or maybe they're committed to this design. It's just something funny that I noticed, that it definitely looks like the trainers in the full art cards passed away and the Pokemon is carrying on their legacy in the full art versions of these cards. In terms of the special illustration rares, pretty much every single one of the 4 flagship trainers inside of Journeys Together have a special illustration rare, which includes Iono, Lily, and Hop. And all of these 4, very, very clearly, I think the Lily's Clefairy is going to be the big chase card of the set. Very solid card, super adorable, great looking card, really awesome artwork. The holo pattern on it is spectacular. This is clearly going to be the standout card of the 4. It's not even close. Now, between the weak ones, I do think Hop's Zacian is probably going to be the weaker one of the 4. That's just my guess, but it could be up in the air. I just think the Lily is clearly going to be the step above all the other one. Some other big chase cards that could be big include the Salamence EX, very solid special illustration rare. Same with the Volcanion EX, very solid. Volcanion is not a very popular legendary Pokemon. Actually, I think Volcanion is a mythic Pokemon or mythical Pokemon, whatever you want to call it. But I don't think Volcanion is very popular. Volcanion was not very popular the last time we saw Volcanion, really, which was during the XY era. And this is a repeat, and I'm not sure if Volcanion has gotten much more popular. Of the 6 special illustration rares that we see inside of Battle Partners, which I will believe is going to be inside of Journey Together, because it would be really weird if these special illustration rares were not inside of Journey Together, I would rank them as being Lily's Clefairy at the top, Salamence, or perhaps Iono as the second big one, and perhaps Volcanion or one of the other 2 as the third. So those are going to be my top chase cards from this set in terms of which cards I think are going to be the most popular. But there's nothing in this set that is going to be a crazy, ridiculous, insane chase card, right? I think we're going to bring it back to a $200 to $100 top chase card inside of Journey Together. Journey Together is not going to command the same level of value or price that we are going to see inside of other sets, such as Searching Sparks or Prismatic Evolutions. So I think this is cool. I am comfortable with this set being on the same level as Stellar Crown because Stellar Crown was an incredibly fun set to me. I pulled multiple copies of the illustration rare because the set is very consistent, right? The pull rate is very consistent when you have a smaller volume of cards to pull from. I was able to pull myself the Squirtle illustration rare, the Bulbasaur illustration rare, multiple times to multiple viewers. We actually did a live stream during the release of Stellar Crown and counted how many Bulbasaurs and Squirtle we pulled during the stream, because when there's only 11 illustration rare in the whole entire set, you pull them quite often. It happens often enough because there aren't that many illustration rares to compete. The reason Prismatic Evolutions is so chaotic is because with 32 special illustration rares, you have to pull so well to make it worth value or worthwhile. Otherwise, you feel like it was a scam. So that's why Prismatic Evolutions gave so many collectors heartache. And I think Journey Together is going to be a welcome change. So I'm excited for the set. I think the illustration rares are cool. Let me know what your thoughts are on the set, and I'll see you guys next time.